And now with this new revelation where the Pentagon spent $500 million on this UK PR firm to make propaganda videos for Al-Qaeda and ISIS and things like that, it's like, look, there's a large percentage of the population that's buying into this stuff. And we saw that in the first Persian Gulf War with the story about the Kuwaiti daughter who was, made to look like she was a Syrian a refugee and throwing the babies out of incubators to drum up support for American troops to go in. All this stuff.
Oh, it's outrageous.
How could you not at the time? You're looking at your government as a benevolent force, and you're have an influential young mind. You think,
that's a great.
Well,
let me just say for people,
in there, we got to get them.
Let me just clarify for people who don't know what you're referencing, because that's such a great point. But this was, and I remember as a kid. And I was a little kid. I mean, I'm born in '83, so was 92 was the Persian Gulf. I was 9 years old in that war. But I remember 91. Okay, so 8 years old, right? So I was I remember this story getting into like my first grade class or however old I was. But so this that was the story was that Iraqi soldiers, while they were invading Kuwait, were going into hospitals, taking babies out of incubators and leaving them to die, leaving babies to die a torturous death. And I remember hearing this, and that really builds up this guy's so evil. Can't question this war. Got to go get this evil guy. Now, of course, as Tom Woods made this point at one point, but because just when you start to think about it logically, you'd start to go like, if you were invading a country, like what purpose does it serve? It would just probably be like not like efficient for you to be like, before we storm this palace, we've got to stop by the hospitals and then. But of course, the
little girl crying.
What happened was it came out that this woman who this girl, when I say woman, somewhere in between woman and girl, is probably a teenage girl,
like 14,
was crying, testifying before Congress about seeing this. It turned out later that she was the daughter of some Kuwaiti guy who was like on the board of a company who was profiting from war. It was pure war propaganda, and actual human beings die because of this. Actual bombs are dropped on actual humans who have actual limbs blown off of actual bodies because of this fucking bullshit. So, yes, when it comes to this war propaganda, don't believe any of it. Any of it. Don't believe that Assad gassed his own people. Don't believe any of this shit. Don't believe that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction. Don't believe any of this shit because it's bullshit. They will lie. And as you said with this new story with the Pentagon coming out, they have propaganda campaigns set up. I mean, that's what this shit is.
Right.
Back what Hitler used to just call it his Ministry of Propaganda, right? We call it the Department of Defense because we got a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
And figured out you got to call it defense. But that's what it is. That's our propaganda ministry. Make no mistake about it.